Okay, we're out here on Lake Huron. Beautiful day. We've got the 3DR Solo. We've got the thigh-eye camera on it recording 4K. So this is my cheapest 4K platform, RJ. So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead. I've got satellites. I've checked hover, did my maintenance check through. So I'm going to go ahead and fire it up. And we're going to lift it up. And we're just going to let it set in a little bit up there. It's a little bit cold. This first time it's flown in a while. Just want to make sure everything's okay on it. So we've got, well, I'm not sure if we got video on the copter, because it's not incrementing anymore. It was recording. Let me see if the app's froze. Oh, no, the app must have just been froze. It's still recording. All right. Because this is going to be my cold weather bird. So what I want to do is I want to experiment with it a little bit and see how it performs. Now, today actually isn't too cold. It's in the 50s and actually pretty nice. So that's why I figured I'd just, try to get a little bit more time with this guy. Now I do want to be careful because I don't know if you can see all those boats out there. Let me swing this guy back around. Maybe you can see him. Those are all duck hunters. They all got shotguns. This is a crazy thing that we allow. You can go out there with their houses and everything else all around me and you can shoot guns out there. It's now I know shotgun doesn't go too far, but it's still kind of crazy. It's kind of a little bit populous. You got ships coming down. You got pleasure boaters, and they get to shoot guns there. I don't know. It's a strange thing. Not that I have anything against guns. I'm actually, never mind. But anyways, I think it's crazy you get to shoot guns out there by houses. Anyways, we're going to fly this around. I also want to experiment a little bit with cable cam in that. I'm going to have to switch glasses out for that. That's the bane of being a glassware. All right. So, I'm just gonna, I've got this in slow mode. I'm just gonna fly this guy up the beach a little bit. And I want to take him up a little bit more. This is another great flying bird that I'm really happy with. I'm just kind of wondering about, you can see on the Google Maps, when they did Google Maps, there were people on the beach. There are no people on the beach, as you can see right now. So I'm just going to fly this out. And because I want to also experiment and see if, now I flipped the camera over. Now the interesting piece is, and I want to talk about this a second. So, because a couple of you guys have talked about getting the eye, because I want to talk about this a second. The eye is what you're seeing right now on the screen capture and on the video. It does seem to work with this. The buttons and stuff won't work, but it does the HDMI. Now, it does have the 180-degree flip on it. So this is what I've got, the 180-degree flipped on it right now. Now, on the screen itself, on the eye, it still looks upside down. But you'll notice on the HDMI output, and what I'm hoping is on the actual video itself, is that it's the right side up. And the reason I did that is to see if I could take some of the shake out of it. And I think I have, because with the camera, and let's actually bring it back, and we'll talk about that a little bit more. It seems to be I'm getting a little bit of glare from the sun through that polarizing filter too, from the looks of it. I think I'm definitely going to have to come up with some sort of sun shield for this, or fly at a different time, because you can see that purple haze. So I flipped the camera the other way, to see if I can't get some of the shake out of it, because the last flight, because you're seeing shake now, and that's okay. I'm actually good with that, but I was getting a high frequency kind of jello in it. And so let's bring it back here. So we're bringing it back here. And what I want to do is bring this down and bring it back over to me a little bit. And bring it down a little bit. So you see how, hopefully you can see how I have the camera set up in it. So you see the cable is actually going up and the thigh eye is actually turned upside down. And in the firmware, the thigh eye, I flipped it 180 degrees. So that's why what you see on the screen here is right side up. And this seems to have taken some of the jello out of it. Also, in another videos I cut a hole in the back of the front mounting bay to bring that cable out to give it more room, so it would have more movement. I'm also thinking about separating the sheathing on the cable also to give it better performance. But so far I'm liking what I'm seeing. It's a little bit off balance, but I can fix that in post. I'm really not worried about that. So let's go ahead. A little gust of wind just came up. Let's go ahead and take this out over the water a bit. Again, I want to stay clear of the duck hunters. You know, those guys might end up shooting it, and I'm serious about that. So that's why I'm not going too far out there. And look at that blue water. I also want to experiment with some LUTs with the thigh eye, especially with some of this blue water. Look at that. That is just gorgeous, folks. So I'm not too far up. And I'm just going to rotate it right back around towards me and fly it back. I'm starting to get down there in battery a little bit. And so I'm just flying it back this way. It's kind of cool video, just kind of racing it around so low over the water. Yeah, that's what I mean for a $200 bird. So I've got sub $300 as it sits. $300. I think my Canadian might be coming out at me a little bit. So actually very economical. So, you know, well, I don't want to do it. If it does get dropped in the lake, you know, I only lose about 300 bucks, which isn't bad. Huh. You can say it that way. Ah, check that out. Let's do some, give Norbert a little bit of a yaw party, low-level yaw party. I don't know if you guys can see it on the hat cam, but this is actually looking pretty cool. Both in what's happening on the video and kind of like sport flying this spark a little bit. But it makes a real tight turn. Interesting. Ah, that's pretty cool. Induce a little bit of vertigo. I tell you, this is a lot of fun to fly. This is just a fun flying copter. You know, the Typhoon H, it's fun to fly, but you have to you have to work it a little bit. This guy, you know, this is where, you know, 3DR, and I've said it before in other videos, needed not to lock into the GoPro platform. I sort of understand why they did it, but it didn't get them anything. And also, it also, I think, made their price point kind of stupid. And because really, you know, I think, you know, for what I think this could be produced for and sold for, it's a heck of a copter. Alrighty. Yeah, I'm getting down to around 56% battery. So let's, which way am I going? This is the way I'm going. She's pretty close to that water. Look how close to that water I am. So I'm going to take it down. Whoops. Wrong way, Joe. So I'm going to take it down. Kind of spin it around the water a little bit. Check out that video. That's pretty cool. And the thing is, I could speed it up a little bit to kind of make it cooler. So anyways, yeah, enough fun, I guess. We should bring it back in. We're getting a little bit low on battery. Look at this thing. This thing is just super cool. You know, I noticed in Amazon, you know, after I bought it, I paid $229 for it. Went down to $199. I thought about buying another one, but I figured I'd watch it till it went down. And then the next price, actually, it got bumped back up to $299. So, anyways. But I'm glad I got this one. Thank you again, Drone Worship. So, anyways, I'm going to set this guy down. And we got it set down. We got it locked. Hey, another great flight of the, what am I flying now? Oh, 3DR Solo. Great flight of it. Lake Huron. Great day. Up and down the beach. Kind of a little sport flying activity. Not too fast, but hey, I'm an old guy. Poor eyesight. What are you going to do? So anyways, give it a thumbs up. Subscribe. Let me know what you're thinking about for lunch. Today was chicken tenders for me. So cheers. See you guys in the next video.